Hi traders, Eddie here from TradeView. Welcome to tonight's webinar. Thanks very much as always to IC Markets for having us present the webinars, and we always enjoy doing these webinars for IC Markets clients every month. I just wanted to quickly start off and mention the International Trading Championship that we run and that IC Markets sponsors. We've just announced the winners of our second sprint competition, which is a 3-month competition for the year. There's one more sprint to go, and that's the final part of the marathon competition, which is a 9-month competition that will give the winner the major prize of a ticket to our algo trading conference here in Melbourne, plus flights and accommodation if you're not from Melbourne, and also a $10,000 live IC Markets accounts. So congratulations to the guys that just wrapped up and won the second sprint. We've got to get their details updated here on the site, but they were Ivo, who came first, Jan Eric second, and Abhishek, who came third. Congratulations, guys. Very well done. Some big results, and we can see a new leader up there at the moment on the marathon, Peikai. Congratulations. All the best to everyone competing. Guys, keep it up. All right, we'll get started with the webinar. So again, thanks to IC for having us present the webinars. Tonight's webinar I'm super excited about because it's going to be a little bit different. It's called Man versus Machine. It's the first in our series that's really specifically about algo trading and automated trading. For those of you who haven't seen these webinars before, we're an automated trading firm here in Melbourne. We had a lot more registrations than usual for this one because I know that a lot of people that we speak to are now starting to automate their trading. And when I started here 5 or 6 years ago, there was very few automated traders. So it's a very exciting one tonight. Also, like I said, we're going to do something a little bit different. So we'll see how that goes. Before we get started, I just want to mention our risk warning. Trading leverage product are risky, and this presentation is provided for information purposes only, and you should not regard it as financial product advice. You'll see our AFSL number there. Also, in tonight's webinar, we may show some backtest results. We may show some results on the demo account that we do and run in real time. All these are hypothetical results. They're not an actual performance record, and simulated or backtest results don't represent actual trading. So we're not saying that you can or will definitely achieve any of the results that we show you tonight. Okay, a little bit about us for those of you who don't know. I sort of touched on it earlier. We're a proprietary prop trading firm here in Melbourne. This is our 7th year of operation. We've got 9 traders here on the desk. We've got a lot more staff than that as well now. We trade all sorts of different products on multiple exchanges across the globe. And as I mentioned, we are a systematic firm. So we come up with a strict set of mechanical rules, which we'll talk about a little more tonight. And then we build those rules into an automated system and we trade them. We trade now over 70 different models. I think we've still got 50 there from the old slide, but yeah, it's around 70 plus models now. A little bit about me. I started trading in 2013, and what I did is I really started off, I think, like most of the people that I speak to now. I really wanted to trade at a firm, but I didn't really know what I was doing. Probably like all you guys out there, I saw movies, I saw stockbrokers, things like that on the TV, and I thought this is really cool, and probably I can make a lot of money. So that's why I got interested, and then obviously from there, I had to learn a lot more about the markets and how to automate, and that's what got me started back in sort of 2012, 2013. I was lucky enough to get introduced to Rob, who he was the head trader, but he's now, technically just the owner of the business. Ali, one of the guys who've come through our workshop, is now the head of trading. But I was introduced to Rob, and Rob started talking to me about how I could automate some of my own trading ideas. I had a lot of different ideas, and I did actually want to automate them because I didn't really want to sit in front of the screen the whole time, and I thought it would be a lot easier if I could automate. And he got me to do the program that we do here. It's a trader development program, and I started building my own systems. Now I'm building systems and I trade for Rob. I'm here full time. All right, we like to keep these webinars pretty interactive, so I'd just like to know a little bit about you guys out there. How long have you been trading for? You can let me know, 6 months, 12 months, more than 12. Just post it there in the chat. I'll yell a few out. All right, Peter, welcome. More than 12 months, fantastic. Since 1999. Ben, how you doing? None. I'm pretty sure we've spoken and you've traded a little bit. John, 2 years. Another John, 3 years. Over 12 months, says Mike. 8 years for John. Mike, I think you're in the US, aren't you? Fantastic. Other Mike, 12 years. Robert, 3 years plus. UK, says Mike. There you go. Greg, since 2010. 2018 for Miracle. Banjo's a newbie. All right, we've got quite a selection of different time frames there, but look, a lot of people there seem to have a little bit of experience. Robert says he's new as well. Fantastic, Roberts. Look, with these webinars, I actually think there's something for everybody in them. So if you have been trading for quite some time, I'm pretty confident you'll pick something up, especially on the side of automation. And if you haven't, I don't think this is going to go above your head. So either way, you're going to be fine tonight. Tell me, who already is an automated trader? Like I said, we've definitely found that more and more people we speak to are automated. So let me know if you've building automated systems now, if you've traded some automated systems, if you don't believe in automation, whatever it is, let me know. Andy says algo is the way to go. Fantastic. Ben's learning to automate. John, he says no, which I think is not automated. Mike, fully EA automated. Another Mike, early stage algo trader. Kim says trades on tick. All right, Antonia, still manual. Greg's got some EAs running. All right, guys are really into this. Fantastic. All right, Peter wants to automate. He says he's presently full manual. Fantastic. And Miracle said he was automated. Michael, how you doing? Welcome. He's learning to automate. Michael's just started the program. Okay. So this is probably a silly question because I think we've all faced some challenges in our trading, but tell me, what are the challenges that you're facing? Okay, we've got a lot of people posting here, so sorry guys, I'll try and keep up. Losses. Okay. Drawdown and discipline, finding an idea that works consistently. What else have we got? There's a lot of people posting here. Backtesting, we're actually going to talk about backtesting tonight a little bit, Robert. Mindset, says Marcus. Lack of patience. All right, somebody here says big old drawdown every time Trumpy gets tweety. All right, might be going a little bit too big there. Managing trades effectively, exit levels, exit strategies, psychology. All right, it's all the common stuff. Fantastic. Well, sort of fantastic. It's fantastic if we can help you overcome some of those. And maybe this was sort of answered before, but why did you specifically come to this webinar? We've got quite a few people posting here. All right, topic looked interesting. Fantastic. Get education. Rajesh wants to beat the machine. Great. New aspect of automated trading. Because I know that manual trading is the past. Good on you, Michael. What else have we got there? Interested because they have a day job, freedom from their emotions. All right, phone contact and interested in automation. Fantastic. All right. To learn something new. I'm pretty sure that's why everybody comes to these webinars, because they're wanting to learn something. To be a better trader. Excellent. All right. All right, that's enough of these questions for now. I'll just get on and explain a little bit about this series. What we've done this year is we've done a few series in 3 different parts. So the idea of each episode is to build on what was learned in the previous webinar. In this particular set of 3, we've got a special guest speaker, Dr. Tom Stark. He actually presented our Algo conference last year, so he's going to be fantastic. He's a really, really good presenter. He's a really, really interesting guy, and he's going to be presenting in October webinar. What he's going to be presenting on is looking at different alternative market signals that you can enter on, so not necessarily the price. I bet you guys are thinking, what else can you enter on? So you have to wait for that one to find out. We'll automate one of Tom's strategies at the end of the series, and what we've done so far is we've made something available to all the guys that come to the main event, which is usually an indicator or something like that based on the way that the special guest trades. So I'm not sure what it will be for Tom's yet, but it'll be something pretty special that we'll build up for you. What we're going to cover tonight, this is the exciting bit for me. So somebody said they're interested in the topic. All right, this is going to be pretty exciting, and it's pretty new. What we're going to try and do is we are going to live build, test, and trade an algorithmic system. I'll explain how in a little bit. We're going to talk about backtesting. Somebody there asked about backtesting. We're going to talk about the accuracy of backtesting and common mistakes. I'm happy to answer any questions, by the way, if you post them in there and I can see them, but just be aware that I do try and get to everybody, but there's quite a lot of people posting, so I will try and answer your questions. We'll talk about multi-strategy testing and building portfolios, how to increase your chances of making money. Really what it is, we all know that in trading there is no guaranteed profit, but we'll try and show you how you can increase the probability of being able to be more successful. And the verdict, can man outperform the machine? I'm pretty much going to put, I'm going to say no, they can't, with a lot of confidence. But let's see. All right. So tonight's challenge, as we said, can you trade better than machine? Man or woman? Can a man or woman trade better than the machine? Let's be fair. Okay, so here's the rules of the challenge, and here's what we're going to do. And we're going to do this at the start, and then we're going to let the model run throughout the webinar, and we'll have a look at it again at the end. So it's a little bit backwards to the way that we usually do it. I think that'll make it pretty interesting. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to build up a model based on your strategy, okay? So I want you guys to come up with a trading strategy, and we're going to build a model based on it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to run it automated on multiple products and or time frames. I'm actually going to run them all on the 1 minute chart to see if we can get quite a lot of trades happening, because I think that would be a little bit more interesting. Bear in mind, it is actually harder to build models for the lower time frames like 1 minute, but at least we'll get some trades out of it, hopefully. Or we should definitely get some trades in this session. I'm going to be letting the robot trade while I present the webinar. So the purpose of that is that as an automated trading firm, we're doing all sorts of things throughout the day, and we're just letting our models run. Okay, so if you're there and you're sitting in front of the computer and you're glued to the screen and you're stressed out and you're trying to trade one product with one strategy and pulling your hair out, well, we don't do any of that. We trade many different strategies, many markets, many time frames. All of it's automated, and those robots or the trading strategies are running while we're actually doing other things here. And what I'm going to get you guys to do is, if you have a demo account there, please just do it on a demo account, because I'm not saying that this is going to be the best strategy, because it'll be a mix of whatever anyone comes up with. So just do it on a demo account, but you can try and enter, exit, and manage all the trades in exactly the same way that I'm doing it with the robot throughout the webinar. So, I mean, you're going to have to still pay attention to the webinar. That's the most important thing, of course. And you're going to have to try and place the trades at the same time. So while you're trying to do that, I'm just going to let it run automated and present the webinar. Okay? Everyone clear with that? All right. Everyone says yes, they're good with that. Excellent. And at the end, what we're going to do, we're going to see if you get the same entries and exits as the robot. So I think the way that we'll do it is we'll literally go and sum up all the trades. And I think the first thing would just be to see if you could actually take all the trades and get exactly the same number, because what the robot will do is it will build it, it will trade it exactly as the rules are. So if you don't get exactly the same amount of trades, then you haven't done it exactly the same. So we're not looking to see if you're necessarily going to get more profit, because we're all trading the same strategy. The strategy is going to stay the same, but you got to see if you can take as many trades and do it exactly like the robot will. Okay. All right. So, oops. I think I had another slide in there, but I might be missing that one. But what we'll do now is we're going to come up with these rules. So, what I want, and look, guys, you don't have to do this. A few people said, how do I get the demo account? You could do that through your IC Markets platform, but if you don't have one now, it's going to take you probably too long to set up during this webinar. So don't worry about it. You can still pay attention to the webinar. You don't have to take the challenge. All right, so I want you guys to come up with some rules. So I want an idea of an entry. All right, excellent. So what I'll do is I'm gonna try and mix them all up together so that everybody has a little bit of a go. So David says he wants a 20 SMA and EMA. He buys the SMA when the SMA is positive for the last 4 candles. The 8 EMA is greater than the 20 SMA. All right, that's not a bad idea, David. But there's probably a little bit too much in there for me to build right now. I'll try and have to build a simple one so that we can all get it going. All right, so we've got, let's keep some of yours there, Dave. We've got an SMA, a 20 period SMA. Let's do that. And somebody else is talking about a 10 period SMA. We can use that. Someone there wants to have a close greater than a moving average. Yep. And somebody else wants to, okay, so that one's Andy. So Andy wants to look at a higher time frame as well. All right, no problems. Okay, I think I'm going to create a strategy out of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to build a strategy that works like this. Let me pull up my charts. I'll just pull it up like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it on the 1 minute. And what I'm going to do is, this probably is a 10 or a 20 EMA already, I think. There's a 10, 10 SMA. We'll use that. And then what I'm going to do is, if I get a bar that closes above the moving average on the lower time frame on the 1 minute, then what I'm going to do is buy, and I'll just set a profit target. And I'm only going to enter that if the same condition has occurred on a higher time frame. So let's say, because we're on the 1 minute and we want it to take some trades, let's just say that the condition has to occur also on the 15. So for example, I'm looking for this here, and then on the 15 minute, so I wouldn't be entering if it was looking like this, because it would need to be above. If it was here on the, okay, let's have a look. So here's a 15, that's roughly the last hour or so. If we went back to the 1 minute, we've got a close, some closes above here, so we'd probably be entering in here, 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 and here. Okay, so we should be able to hopefully get some trades out of it, and I'll run it on all these products. So that will be the rule. So on the 1 minute, it needs to close above the SMA, and then on the 15 minute, it's also going to need to close above the SMA. I'll just put a simple take profit on it. I'll do the long and the short side. So let me just show you guys how I do that. So usually what I do is I actually write it down, but I think it's going to be a little bit too much for me to do live. But what we'll do is we're going to build this up using EA Lab. So for those of you who haven't seen it, EA Lab is a tool that we've developed that allows us to build our own automated systems. So I'll try and whip through it, and I'll explain as I go. So I'm going to build some of those rules. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build that higher time frame. So I'm going to say here. So I'm going to say if the close, got a little bit of a lag here with the webinar. It actually does click together very quickly. So I'm going to say if the close on the 15 minutes, so we can put the time frame in there. So if that is greater than the moving average, so we'll make it we'll make this one a 20 period moving average. So guys, no idea if this is going to work or not. I know what it's going to do. I don't know if it's actually going to make any money. We'll find out. All right. So we'll look at the moving average as well on the 15-minute. And you can just add in here the parameters that you want to use on EA Lab. So it's really easy. By the way, I can't code, guys, so this is how pretty much I build all my models. So we'll make it a 20 period. And then we're going to say if it's an up bar. So in EA Lab, it's really good. You can actually duplicate a lot of things, which makes it really quick. So we're going to say if it's an up bar, it means, let's pop that in, that the close is greater than the open. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have those same conditions on the minute bar. All right, so we can actually duplicate all this. So we've got a few things going on here. For those of you who look at different time frames, you look at height to see what's going on a higher time frame. We're doing that here. For those of you who use indicators, we're doing that here. We're doing a few little bits and pieces, even in just a really simple EA. All right. And then here, we're going to run this on the 1 minute. So we don't actually need this time frame block. Sorry guys, I can see there's a little bit of a delay from when I'm clicking on it to what you guys are probably seeing. Oops. The good thing is you can undo, like with pretty much everything these days. So if those conditions occur, then what we're going to do is we're going to buy. Oh, I can see there's quite a lot of questions there. I'll try and come and answer some of them in 1 second. All right, 1 second. So what we'll do is we'll just buy in a smaller size. And we're going to just set our stop loss to the previous bar's low. So we'll make that on the 15-minute low as well. Okay, just to keep it really simple, we'll have just a fixed point stop loss. So let me ask you guys, hang on, here we go. I've got Andrew there saying, should it be close is greater than the open? Where's he saying that? Yes, it should be here. Thanks, Andrew. Pretty sure it's always Andrew on these that picks up the mistakes. Very observant. All right. And, okay, so we've got that. How many points take profit do you want? Okay, we've got there a lot of people saying pretty low number. They want a scalping style system. We'll make it 3 points. All right, so we can actually take profit on some of these trades. Hopefully, I think that's probably a good idea. All right, then what we'll do is we'll just build a short side. The great thing is, again, you can just duplicate this. So it's actually nearly finished. I really do apologize about the slight lag that you've got here. It is actually very quick. Just clean this up. All right, and this one we're going to make it a sell. All right, we need to make this the 15-minute as well. We'll make this 3. And then basically all we need to do is just reverse everything. So here we say if the close is less than the moving average, less than, and less than. And then where's my quality assurance guy, Andrew? And the one above as well, he says. All right, the close is greater than the open. All right, thanks, Andrew. All right. Okay, there we go. I think we should be okay now. All right. So all you need to do now, there it is. There's the model. All you need to do in EA Lab is you can just download this and you can install it into your MT4. All right. So what I'll do, I'll actually just do that on another screen. All right, so that's coming now. I'll pop up my MT4. All right. And then all I need to do is actually just install this in MT4. It's very quick. We actually show people how to do this in the development programs that we do. So if you don't know how to do this, that's okay. We can show you how to do it. All right. So we should actually be able to pull it up. What I'll do, I'm just going to run a quick back test to make sure that actually everything is installed and working okay. There's my man versus machine EA we've just built. We'll just see if it actually places some trades in the back test. And it does. Oh, look, it actually made a little bit of money for a while, and then towards the end it didn't. But this is probably where we would get to, somewhere in here, maybe 20 or so trades during this webinar if it works. All right, so what I can do is I can actually now take this EA and just drag it onto the charts. So this is running on a demo account, just so that you know. Turn auto trading on and we get our little smiley face. So that means it should be able to place trades. I'm going to pop it on all these charts as well. So it's actually quite quick once you get going. All right, so I hope you haven't started trading yet. You can start trading as soon as I put this last one on. Then it's even, I reckon. All right, so they should all be on there now. Let's have a look. Okay, there we go. We've actually placed a trade here on the Aussie dollar. So did anyone take that one? We're here. We're above the SMA on the 1 minute. And then on the 15-minute, we're also above. So we've placed the trade. Fantastic. We haven't limited the amount of trades, so it's actually probably going to take quite a lot of trades. But I think that will be more fun for you guys to keep up with. So there you go. Two trades on the Aussie dollar. All right, Rajesh took it. Fantastic. A few questions there I'll just quickly answer. Can custom MT4 indicators be automated? Yes, they can. Does it give the source code? Yes, it does. What else have we got there? Is the software free? No, it's not free, but it's not really that expensive. What other questions do we have there? Let's quickly check. Okay, a few more people said they took the trade. All right, excellent. Oh, look at this. We're trading on the dollar Swissy as well. Because here we're above the 1 minute, the SMA on the 1 minute, and we will be on the 15 as well. Here we are, sorry, on the 15 minute here, and we are on the 15 as well. So guys, this actually, I get excited about this stuff because now we're trading automated. We've just built a strategy in 5 minutes, okay, and now it's actually trading. So I'm pretty convinced that nobody's been able to keep up with that so far, but hey, you're more than welcome to prove me wrong. All right, so this is a strategy that's a combination of everything that you guys come up with. All right, so I'm going to let that keep running. We know that that's trading, which is good, and then we'll keep going through the webinar. We're going to check back in on that at the end, okay? So we did that. We built a model based on your trading strategy. It's running automated on multiple timeframes. I'm letting it run. You guys are trying to trade it manually, see if we can get the same results. All right. So just a few things to keep in mind. The robot is going to place trades based exactly on your rules. All right. So whatever rules we came up with, I know, look, I really put them together out of everybody's rules, knowing what I could build in a time frame. But it's going to place trades exactly. So you saw that it did place the trades when it was above the moving average on the 1 minute, and it was above on the 15, and they were both up bars. So what that means is it means garbage in equals garbage out. Okay. So just because you can automate something doesn't mean that it's going to be a successful strategy. I don't know whether this one will be a successful strategy tonight. It would be really good if it does, but we don't know. Basically, you still have to build and test models to make the idea a good idea. Now, I've been building models since I started in 2013, and at the start, my ideas weren't very good. So I did a lot of testing and a lot of building, and I didn't get results straight away, but I actually got my first system funded by Rob and started trading some of the firm capital after around about 9 months. So to me, I think that's actually pretty good, given that I started with no knowledge of the markets and no knowledge of automation. Actually, 1 second. Okay. Dave said someone's on the 15 minute. He's right. I need to change these back to the 1 minute, and this one actually needs to go to 1 minute. Thanks, Dave. All right. They're all back on the 1 minute. Beautiful. I like when people are paying attention. Okay, so bear in mind that just because you can automate something doesn't mean it's good. When you build a good strategy, then the automation is fantastic. So a good strategy is still the key. Now, I was speaking to somebody today and they were adamant that what they wanted to do was they wanted to come up with a good manual strategy and then automate it. Unfortunately, it actually doesn't work like that, because if you're spending years trying to come up with something manually that you think is good without testing it, well, how do you actually know if it is good or not? What you need to do is you need to come up with an idea and then just build it and test it. So we actually show you how to test it correctly in the programs that we do. But tonight I just wanted to get something and get it actually up and running so I could show you how it places the trades. So this is a really simple strategy, and what it is, you're only really limited by your imagination. So pretty much any idea that you can come up with, you're going to be able to build with EA Lab. I can build almost any idea that I have. I mean, I'm sure you can find something that it's not possible to build with EA Lab, but you can build almost anything that you can imagine. So it's really up to you to come up with the ideas, be creative, build them, test them, and see what happens. When you run backtest, somebody asked about backtest, and we've got a little bit about backtesting in a second. Your backtest, the model should perform in a similar way to the backtest. So when you saw that model placing the trade, we saw that backtest for, I think it was the euro. We can have a look at the end, but it's probably going to be sort of similar, the way that it looks. All right. Oh, there we go. There was my slide about building the strategy. Okay, let's talk about backtesting, the accuracy about backtesting and common mistakes. Before we do that, I'll just explain what backtesting is. So what is backtesting? Backtesting is basically applying a trading strategy to historical data. What it does is it gives you hypothetical or simulated results. So you'll remember from the risk warning at the start, when we do a back test, they're really hypothetical results because they give you a good idea of what the strategy will perform like, but there also may be things missing, and it is possible to do things with a back test, because back tests are done with the benefit of hindsight. I mean, you can build the model with the benefit of hindsight, which is your back test. So they don't represent real life results. So to clarify, they give you a really good idea of how the strategy may perform, but they don't 100% indicate guaranteed real life results. I mean, I think that's sort of obvious, but just to be clear. They can show you performance in different market conditions. So that's one of the things that I really like, because when I'm building models and I run a back test, I want to see how my model is going to perform in different market conditions. And then it's going to give me ideas about how I'm going to manage that. And they give an indication of what may be likely in live trading. Basically, what they do is they let you know whether your strategy is more likely to be something that looks like this, which is strategy A, or something that looks like this, which is strategy B. Because without testing, how do you know? All right. So this is what we're talking about. If you don't build and automate and test your strategy, how are you actually going to know whether it has any potential whatsoever? Because really what you do is you're just guesstimating. We don't guesstimate anything here, and we don't spend time on things that have a low probability of working. If we build something that looks like this strategy A, and we can't do something to it or figure out why it's doing that very quickly, then we just leave that one alone, and we spend more time working on or trading the ones that look like strategy B, because we know that this type of a strategy has potential to make money. So some things that backtesting is not, as we said, it's not a guarantee of future performance. It's not about producing a perfect equity curve or curve fitting. If anybody out there has ever bought EAs from the internet, they've probably bought them because they've seen a fantastic backtest. What you can do in that case is you can fit your strategy to the data that you have. So you could, for example, have a take profit of exactly 4.7 points, and it produces a beautiful looking equity curve. But if you make it 5 points, then the whole strategy falls apart. Okay, that's what curve fitting is. So it's not about trying to get a perfect equity curve. Something that people don't know is that a backtest is not necessarily calculated the exact same way by different testing engines. So we have our own tester that we use, and the calculation is slightly different to the one that MT4 does. It's not too different, but it's going to have slight variation. Because some testers use fixed spread, some use variable spreads, some have tick data, some have open price data. There's many different variables, but they should all give a similar result. All right, some backtesting mistakes. This is what somebody was asking earlier. Overfitting is a big one. People quite often run a backtest and they keep on changing the parameters of the strategy until they get a really nice looking equity curve. What that is that's really overfitting. You'll probably, if you're going to do that, you'll probably never replicate anything like those results in real life trading. By the way, I can see some questions there, guys, which I will get to in a little bit. I'm just conscious of the time. Not understanding how the testing engine works. So the limitations of the testing engine. For example, some people might try to test on tick, but the tester might not have tick data. In that case, that's a limitation of the testing platform. That doesn't mean that you can't get a good idea of the strategy from the back test, but it may perform differently to what you're expecting because you don't understand the limitations of the platform. I will answer that one. Ben says, what does overfitting mean? Overfitting means basically when you get a strategy and you change the parameters so that it works just on that data set that you're testing on. That's overfitting. So you might have a 16 period moving average, it crosses over a 37 period moving average, and the take profit is, like I said, 4.7 points, and that produces a fantastic result. But as soon as you change it to a 20 period moving average, the whole strategy falls apart. That's overfitting. All right. Steve says, in our in-house tester, do we have exotics like the dollar, US dollar, Singapore dollar? I actually think we do have that one. We can probably have a look a little bit later. I can answer that afterwards. All right. We do have exotics, by the way, Steve. I'm just not sure if we have that, but probably we do. The other thing is, another backtesting mistake is trying to make the strategy work across every product. So I've spoken to people who've been doing backtesting and they've said, I'm just not ready, Eddie, to take this strategy live because it doesn't work on the Zimbabwean dollar and the Swedish krona. Okay? Well, but it works on everything else. Yes, but if it doesn't work on that, I can't trade it. Okay? So you don't need to make your strategy work across every single crazy product out there. What you need to do is you need to use the backtest to understand how your strategy works, and then basically we show you the next steps from there when you do the program with us. Ben says, is there a reason to use MT4 over our tester? To be honest, no, because we can do a lot more stuff with our tester than you can do with MT4, which I'll talk about just briefly in a little bit when we talk about testing. Paralysis of analysis basically goes hand in hand with the above one. There's a lot of people that we speak to that are testing. They've been testing for 5 years, 10 years, but they've never actually placed a trade. All right, so to me, that's a really common backtesting mistake. They're always trying to get the perfect strategy that works all the time, every time on all the products, but that unfortunately is just not reality. So you need to get something that works, and then you actually need to go through the process of beginning to trade that. Which we show you how to do as well. There you go. So looking for perfect data. I have other people that say, I can't test it because, I don't have the perfect data, or I've only got 6 years worth of data. I want to get data to the beginning of time. I want data from 1904. Otherwise, I'm not sure if the strategy is going to work. I mean, none of that stuff is, I think that there's some common mistakes. You're more than welcome to do that. I would probably say that they're not necessary. I can tell you that between all the different platforms that you use, the data almost certainly will be slightly different. But if you look at a chart of the Aussie dollar on one platform and you look at a chart of the Aussie dollar on another platform, by and large, they're going to be the same. If you look at the daily, it's more or less going to be the same. The ticks might be different. It might be slightly different from minute to minute, but more or less it's the same. So your strategy should hold up over all of them. All right. Ben says, does it make sense to test over really big data sets? Wouldn't using the last 3 years be fine? Look, again, it really depends. I mean, if your strategy is a daily strategy, you might want to go a little bit further back in time. If you're testing a minute strategy, then what happened in 1963 is probably not really that important. Okay, so it really just depends. All right, I'll talk about, actually what I'll do just quickly, I'll pull up the tester that we have just so you can have a bit of a look at what I'm talking about. This is our tester. So I actually ran a test on one of the EAs that one of the traders here, Bishop, built. And I was going to let this one run, but I just don't want to slow the computer down or anything because we're doing a webinar. But look, to be honest, it probably took about 3 minutes to run this test. This test is run on 9 different products. You can actually see the products in here. So we've got Aussie dollar. This is the products that it's run on. What was the one that Stephen wanted? Dollar, Singapore dollar. I'm pretty sure we got some Singapore dollars in there. No, we don't have Singapore dollars at the moment, but we probably will be adding that very soon. Okay, so yeah, this was probably took about 3 minutes to run the whole thing. What you can do on MT4, you can do one product at a time. With our tester, you can actually do as many products as you want, as far as I know. I've never really pushed it to any more than 10 or so. But we're definitely doing 9 different products here, and we're testing on the hourly, the 4 hourly, and the daily, so 3 different time frames. So MT4, one product, one time frame at a time. Ours, we just did a combination of all them in one go in about 3 minutes. So you can actually see some of the results there. It's really cool because it gives you a really great snapshot of how this model performs on different markets and time frames all at the same time. So this is why I love using our tester. We built this one ourselves. All right, so that's it there. I mean, any of you guys who'd like to talk to us about doing the programs and using some of the tools, we can talk to you about it later, and we show you how to use everything in depth, of course. All right. What you can do as well, actually, with this, I'll see if I can scroll up to the top. You can actually share here, and you can share to another one of our tools, the Analyzer, so you can just do the test and push it straight through and do further analysis on it as well. All right, I'm a bit conscious of time, so I'll keep moving. Multi-strategy testing, so look at creating a portfolio of models. What we did before, as you see, let's just check on our model. There we go, got trades all over the place. So what we do is we trade multiple products like this, and we actually trade multiple time frames as well. And so multiple products, multiple time frames, and also multiple strategies. So like I said, we have about 70 different strategies. So what we need to do, because we have more than one strategy, time frame, and product, is we need to actually build them and see how they all work in conjunction with each other. So we have another tool that we've developed called EA Analyzer that does that for us. Look, there's no one strategy that will always work. So anybody that is looking for the Holy Grail, unfortunately, it doesn't exist. And we trade over 70 models, as we said. Basically, manually testing this is practically impossible. I'll say practically because, I mean, look, there might be somebody out there who's, can stay up 24 hours a day, follow all the charts, all the time frames, and get their head around all the strategies, and can do it really quickly and accurately. But I'd be willing to bet it's practically impossible. But doing it with our tester and getting the results is very easy, and combining them in EA Analyzer is also very easy to give you an idea of the portfolio performance. What it does is it lets you see how different strategies handle different market conditions. So you might be running strategy A in a trending type market, and it might be performing very well. But then when it comes to more range-bound market, that strategy might not perform as well. But you might have strategy B that doesn't perform as well in the trending market and performs better in a range-bound market. So you can see how that works when you put everything together. I'll just give you a quick look at what EA Analyzer looks like. So this is EA Analyzer here, and this is another strategy that one of the guys here, Matt, built. So this is one strategy, and this one here is a different strategy. So that's this strategy here. It's a different strategy again. And what we've done is we've looked at them individually. So we've pushed them from our tester. And then what we've done is we've combined them into one portfolio. So this portfolio you can see here, it's actually made up of many different products, and it's two strategies and many products. And then we can see how they all interact together. Okay. So this is basically a combination of the backtest results on different products. So here they are here when the pie comes together. Again, I think there's just a bit of a lag on the screen, but it actually is very quick. All right, so there we go, the pie will settle. And then you can see the different products that that's made up of. So we've got the Aussie, US dollar, we've got the dollar CAD, we've got plenty of other ones, and it tells you what percentage of that whole portfolio that product is and how many trades that it is. So you can see here that you can combine them and you can see how they perform together. Again, look, these are just purely hypothetical results. They're backtest results basically, so there's no guarantee of future performance. I just want to show you something interesting here. What we can do in EA Analyzer, apart from many other things, there's a whole analysis section that we won't get time to see. But what we can actually do is we can look very simply at how this model performed over the years. So a lot of people say to me, Eddie, I just want one strategy that can make 70% per year. I mean, look, I think anything is possible, but to do that is probably quite risky. And you can see here with this combination of different strategies and products, it varies wildly. So a 13% year, a 5% year, 14%, 126, 147, 135, and 43. So there's some wild variation, okay? And what happens is we speak to a lot of people and they build models, which I probably think are good models. And what happens is they get something like, look, I'd be happy with a 5% year, but some people aren't. They might get a 1% year. And then they'll say, Eddie, this is rubbish. Why am I running this model? It's only made 1%. But what they don't realize is that from year to year, depending on what happens in the markets, the returns, for better or for worse, they can vary quite a bit. And you can see that here with this portfolio of models. So imagine if in 2014 you got the 5% and you said, you know what, not interested in this, it's not enough money for me. I have no idea why anybody would say that, but people do. And then you missed out on the 126, well, you missed out on all the rest, because to me, every single one of them made money, so it's all good, right? But you missed out on the rest. So you really got to understand how your models work and have faith in them and keep them running. All right, so higher probability trading, swinging the odds in your favor. Basically, look, nobody can guarantee profits in the markets, but it is possible to improve your possibility of success. And the ways that you can do that is by automating and testing your strategies, running multiple strategies simultaneously, which we've sort of showed you how you can build them up in a portfolio, automating your risk management. So, for example, I know some people use the 1% rule. We actually don't use that, and we explain what we do in the programs. We have a proprietary formula, but for example, you can build that in so that that gets automatically calculated with each trade. It's actually not very difficult. You can base your exit on a percentage drawdown of the account. So you can say in your model, look, I want to let these models run on all these different products, timeframes, and strategies, and if my account hits 5-10% drawdown, then just close all the trades on all the products. Okay, so people say, how can you just leave the models go? Well, you can build in things like that that would make you probably feel more comfortable, depending on how you like to trade and manage your models. So all that stuff can get built in as well. If you're doing that, it's going to significantly increase your probability of success. All right, we've got a few more. Oh, there we go. What you can do with automation is more trades in smaller size as opposed to one big trade, which is called overtrading. I'll just pull this up here. Look, guys, I actually have no idea whether this will make money. I mean, in this short time that we ran it and with this basic strategy, like I said, it would be pretty cool if it did. But you can actually see here I've taken a lot of smaller trades. I'm not necessarily saying that this is the exact way to do it, because we haven't really limited the amount here in this strategy tonight, but we're not taking one big trade. We're getting in and out of a lot of smaller trades. So if you're doing that, you prevent the chances of over trading. So taking one big trade, having a big move against you and getting wiped out, which I know a lot of people have done. And it's a lot more easy to do that with automation, because a lot of people say to me, well, why would I sit in front of the computer just to get 3 pips at 10 cents per pip and make 30 cents? Well, to be honest, it would probably drive me crazy as well, but that's why I've automated it, and I just let it happen hundreds or thousands of times a day, depending on what strategies or how many strategies. And I'm pretty sure you can understand that if you're able to take 30 cents thousands of times a day, then that sort of thing will add up. But to do that manually, it's very, very difficult. You need to fully understand your strategy, and you only want to trade high probability strategies. So once you've built them and tested them, you really only want to trade the ones that show a high probability of success. The other thing is, look, I always speak to people about this when they call into the office. I think, because I've done it myself, I really do need to work with professionals to develop good models. I can get pretty much anybody to build models like we did tonight very quickly. So the building process I don't think is difficult, but really understanding the concepts that goes into making a good model and really staying on track and focused to have a good outcome, I think that is a little bit more difficult. I think everyone has the ability to do it, but that you need to work with somebody who's already done it before. Otherwise, it's very difficult. I actually don't think that you could just research things on the internet and become a successful trader. Sorry if that offends anybody, but I mean, I've learned how to do it here and spoken to many people. I'm very, very confident that it's too difficult to do by yourself. One sec. Peter says, Eddie wants to ask if the strategy is quite a bit more complicated. Can all the details still be programmed and automated? Peter, I would have to say, look, probably yes. I mean, the way that we explain it here is that if you can see it on the charts, then you can automate it. If you can't see it on the charts and it's sort of made up, then, you know, that might be a bit dubious. But to me, if you can't see it on the charts and it's made up, then that's not really a strategy. So yes, anything, support and resistance lines you can build. I mean, the EA Lab doesn't draw the lines, it just builds the EA. But if you can define a support and resistance, you can build that. You can build with indicators, you can build with custom indicators, you can build with mathematical formulators, basically everything. So, all right. I'm running out of time a little bit, so I'll try and wrap this up. All right. And then I'll come and what I'll do is I'll answer these questions at the end. And also, actually, I've got a special bonus for everybody or anybody who's interested, so you've got to stay around for that. So we'll have a look at how the strategy performed. Like I said, look, I'm not saying that this strategy is going to make money. We literally just made it up on the spot. So it does take a little bit more work than that, but I just wanted to demonstrate that we could get something built, automated, and trading very quickly, which we did do very successfully. So I'm not saying it's going to make money, but I just wanted to sort of prove that I don't think anybody can take all the trades exactly the same. All right. And then I'll come back and I'll come back and answer any questions for anyone that wants to hang around and then ask the questions. All right, so the verdict, can man outperform the machine? Let's find out. So before I go and have a look at the chart, who's traded this strategy and made money on the demo account while this webinar has been going? Put your hand up. Say yes. Please tell me you have. Bear in mind, once you do that, I'm going to tell you to email me the screenshot of it later on. All right. Peter says no. All right. Anybody else? Who else tried to trade it? All right. Yeah, we've got quite a few people there. We've got Miles. Miles I spoke to earlier, actually. Apurba, no. Rajesh said he made money. No, couldn't keep up, said Robert. Fantastic. That's what I was after. In a good way, Robert. He's down on the Aussie, says John. Okay, a few other people saying no, no, no. Who thinks that they kept up and took all the trades? Dita said he made money. Dita, you're gonna send this to me because I'm gonna compare it to mine. We'll see. All right, there's quite a few people there saying that they couldn't keep up. All right, so look, that was the idea, just to let you know that. Look, what I would do and what we do here is we build good quality strategies that do take a little bit more time, but we can show you how to do that, and then we run them pretty much in exactly the same way as we're running them here. They run on MT4, and they place trades according to the rules. Obviously, we understand how the markets work, and we build good strategies with good rules. I think that's the main point. But basically, we do exactly what we did here tonight. So I'm pretty confident here that nobody can outperform the machine, which is I think is pretty cool, because you have to ask yourself this: if you are not able to outperform a really simple strategy in the course of an hour webinar, well, how are you going to win in the markets? Because everybody out there is trying to make money, okay? And we all know that trading is not that easy. I mean, we do it for a living, and I'm telling you, we know how to trade, and it's not easy, okay? There's no guarantees in the market. So you got to give yourself the best chance possible. So if we can sort of beat you in this webinar very easily, then imagine what's happening day in, day out. Basically, you need to start automating and be able to keep up and compete. Let's just have a look. We'll just see what happened just for fun. All right, let's have a look. All right, so here's all the trades. All right. So we're in a little bit of drawdown, $17. You know what? At this stage, we didn't even close any profitable trades out. It looks like maybe a couple in there, but we're down a little bit. So, I mean, look, we ran it for about 40 minutes. we didn't know what was going to happen in terms of the strategy, but we did take quite a lot of trades. We can see here how many trades we've taken. All right, so we actually took, there's the account history. So buys and sells, we took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14. Who took more than 14 trades? Or these are the ones that are closed, sorry. So we've got 14 closed trades, and then we've got, okay, here. So a quick look. 1, 15, 16, it's about 39 or 40 trades there. So if anybody there took 40 trades and took them exactly the same, then congratulations, well done. So you can just see what you can do with automation in a very short space of time. You can take a lot of trades. Just imagine if we'd actually built a really good strategy, what this could look like. All right. And actually, we're pulling back on some of that drawdown now a little bit as well because some of those trades are still open. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll actually leave it run overnight just for fun. If anyone wants to find out the results, you're more than welcome to contact me. So I'll go home and go to sleep. I'll let it run and we'll see what happens. See if you can keep up with the rest of the trades. All right. Before we finish up, I've got something for anybody who's interested, which I think is really, really exciting. All right, so it's a special bonus because I know a lot of people that come to these webinars, they want to learn and they want to build models themselves. So who here who's not building some models wants to build some? All right, we've got Trevor wants to, we've got Alex, Samantha, Peter, Andy, John, the other John, Robert, Craig, fantastic. Some people I've never spoken to before. That's great. All right, so what we do is we have an online systems building workshop. And what it is it's all online. There's 13 units now. And we show you all the tools and techniques that we use on the desk, or we show you the major ones, okay? And I think the key thing there is it really points you in the right direction. I mean, we specifically show you how we trade the markets that has worked for us, all right? And then what we do is we'll help you to build your own automated trading systems. We'll give you some, suggestions on things that you can build as well, of course. We'll help you as much as you need to build your own systems. We actually, with this one, we don't actually have these videos. So sorry, let me just take that out. One sec. So we do have the videos available, but not on this offer, sorry, because this is a pretty low cost offer. All right. And this is the program that our prop traders complete. So anybody that wants to prop trade for us, they need to do this program, the systems building program, and build systems and learn how to do it the way that we do. So anybody here who'd like to do the workshop, basically you can find it. It's on our website. I'll run through the pricing and then I'll tell you what we'll do. So the normal pricing is $990 for the online. I'll just change this. Sorry, it's actually called Online Systems Building Workshop. Sorry about that. As we've updated it over the years. And let's have a look. Sorry, guys. All right, the Online Systems Building Workshop, which is, sorry about that. We're getting there. There you go, 990. And we give you, with the program, we give you access to all the tools that we use tonight. So EA Lab, EA Analyzer, and EA Tester. So you can use all of those. And we also give you unlimited support. So with building models, I think the key thing is there's a couple of major aspects. One is being able to build the model itself, which we'll show you how to do in EA Lab. And then the other thing is you're going to need help and you're going to ask a lot of questions. So in this program, we'll give you unlimited help for the next 12 months. And then if you keep subscribing to the software and support, we keep on helping you. All right. So that's the normal prices: $9.90 for the systems building workshop, and $11.88 for 12 months software and support. That's $99 per month. So the total is $2,178. And then anybody who would like to take this offer up tonight, it's only going to be for a small amount of people. I'll see if I can get on to the next slide. All right, so for the first 5 people that want this one tonight, instead of $9.90 for the online systems building workshop, we're going to make it $99. That's actually 90% discount, which I don't think you see ever anywhere, because we really do want people to get started and start building some models. And what we'll do is we'll do the 12 months software and support. Instead of the $11.88 at $99 per month, we'll do it as a one-off payment for the whole 12 months for $990. So basically you get 2 months for free. So in total, what you would pay is you would pay $1,089, and you would actually save $1,089. So the total price, $1,089, which is $99 plus unlimited software and support for $990. And then you'll save $1,089. So I'll just explain how that works. The way that it's set up is the software and support is a subscription that is billed at $990 per year after the first year, but you can cancel at any time. So you pay $99 for the program, which is normally $990, and then you pay $990 for the year's software and support. And what will happen is if you just want to continue the software and support, you do nothing and it will just resubscribe in 12 months time. But if you don't want to resubscribe for another 12 months, then you can just cancel it yourself through your own PayPal. So you're not locked in. The $990 gives you the full year. If you want to continue, you just let the subscription renew. If you don't want to continue, you can just cancel the subscription. Okay. So total cost for 1 year working with us and access to everything. Oh, so by the way, I think this is pretty cool. All right. So it's really cool because what happens is basically if you work that out, it's $1,089 for 12 months. So it really works out to just over $90 per month. So for $90 per month, you get access to all the information that we have on how to build really good automated systems, and you get unlimited access to us as well, all right, for the entire year. So all the software, EA Lab, EA Analyzer, and everything else. For the international guys, it's Australian dollars. All right, so yeah, Australian dollars, and it's all paid up for a year. So it works out to just over $90 per month. To me, that's absolutely unbeatable. You can call us up 100 times a day if you want help. I know some of you guys do. You can use all the software and support. You get basically everything. So if anyone's been thinking about it, now's the time to do it. It's for the first 5 people. What I'll do, I'm just going to post a link to do that in the chat. So you need to go to this link, and that will take you to a customer details page, and then you can take up the special offer. So we've got the guys online on the website. This trader's here still in the office. So if you've got any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. Let me see. I'm just going to post this now. Can you guys just let me know if you've got this? All right, everybody got it? Fantastic. All right. So look, if you want to start working, this is pretty much as cheap as it gets. It works out to about $90 per month for the whole year. So have a think about it. If you've lost $90 a month in your trading, why would you do that? You could spend $90 and get us to show you how to build some really good models and teach you how to do it properly. And, you know, if you've thought about automating or getting someone to code your stuff, it's probably going to cost you more than $90 per month or more than $1,000 over the course of a year. So I've been thinking about it. Don't think about it anymore. Just get started and do it. Okay. What I'll do, I'm going to pop my details in here, and then I'm going to answer all these questions. I have seen everybody's questions. Whoops. I will get to them. Sorry about that. Don't worry. I will get to your questions. All right. So here's my details if anyone wants to contact me. If anyone wants to know how the model went, by the way, overnight, just for fun, you're more than welcome to contact me as well. So just let me know if you've got my details there. And as always, I'm going to post this link again. So if you want that offer, make sure you take it up. You've got to be one of the first 5 because this is really, really, really low cost. All right. So there's that link again. So what I'll do, I'll pop that up. I'll start answering some questions, and the guys are around, and they can organise the program for you. So I'll leave that up there. Let me get through some questions. First off, Michael, I saw your post. I'll give you a call if you like as soon as I finish the webinar. It's probably the easiest thing to do. All right. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Mike said it was a great webinar as usual. I appreciate that. I thought I'd make this one a little bit different. All right. Okay. Is there a tool for Monte Carlo and walk forward analysis? Says Dita. We may have something like that, so we can talk to you further about that. Okay. Let's have a look. Just have to scroll up. There's a lot of questions in here. A lot of people said they couldn't keep up. Okay. Fantastic question. I knew somebody would ask this. Is it necessary to automate your strategy when you trade using big timeframes like 1 hour? Fantastic question from Rendani. So Rendani, the answer to that is, I mean, let's have a think about it. Okay, so there's a few reasons why you're going to want to automate. So to me, first up, I never wanted to trade until I was confident that my system had a high probability of being able to make money. And the only way I could do that was by back testing it. And the only way that I could back test accurately was to automate it. So to me, straight away, you definitely do need to automate it. If you're talking about, can you, let's just say hypothetically, you're 100% sure, I don't know how you would be, that your strategy works, and you could stay up 24 hours a day and make sure you took every trade on the 1 hour chart, then sure, you can probably do that. If it's one strategy on a 1 hour chart, it might be semi-possible. Or if you want to just do it through one session on one product, might be semi-possible. As soon as you want to go any further than that, and this again is assuming that you're 100% confident your strategy works, but to me, there's no way you can do that unless you've tested it. Maybe that's possible. But look, there's no one strategy that works forever. And why would you want to trade one strategy on the 1 hour chart when you can trade many strategies on many different products and many different charts at the same time? So anything's possible. Does that mean it's good? Doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea. All right. What else have we got in there? Okay. I've answered that one. Okay. Which criteria do I use to decide which pairs will test demo test with an EA, says Greg. Basically, look, we talk about that, Greg. I know you're a client of ours, so we can probably talk to you a bit about that offline because we have some specific criteria that we look at. I will say one thing. We try and keep things fairly simple. So there's some key things that we look at and that are the most important. In fact, we give you, in EA Analyzer, we actually give each system a TradeView score, and that's based on some of the key things that we look at, okay? So, Greg, I can actually answer that one for you offline if you want to email me or give me a buzz tomorrow. All right. There we go. Greg says, what profit factors do we look at? Greg, these are great questions. You can actually give us a call and ask these questions because I'm happy to answer these for you. Is it possible to use any of our strategies, says John? Look, what we do, John, with, we don't sell any EAs or anything like that. We don't take outside money, but we do have in the Trading Talk videos that you can get access to. You need to purchase them. There are full strategies that some of the guys here on the desk trade. The purpose of them isn't to give you the strategy; it's to show you a concept and a strategy that's been built. So we'll show you how to build them basically in those videos. All right, we've got some more questions here. Okay, Ben says can't find me on Skype. Ben, it's tradeview.ec. Okay, Miles says what about a month-by-month fee for the software and support. Miles, you can do that, but you just have to pay the normal price for the program. So if you wanted to pay $9.90 for the program and then $99 a month, you can actually do that. That's just the normal pricing. So up front, you would pay the same amount, but then you've got to keep on paying the fee monthly. So if you were going to spend the $1,089, you'd be better off to take up this offer because you don't have to pay again for the rest of the year. All right. I've got a few people pinging me saying they can't hear anymore. Okay. Okay. I think it's probably because the webinar might have gone too long. All right. I'm going to post here in the chat if you guys can hear me. Okay. You can hear me. All right. Fantastic. No problem. Everyone can hear me. All right. I don't know if anyone wants me to talk anymore because I've been going on a little while. Oh, can I build a model based on Heikin-Ashi candles? There is ways to do that, Steve. Absolutely. Pending orders possible. Steve, with the big questions in EA Lab. Steve, I'm not sure if you're a client of ours, but if you are, I will explain that in more detail. I'm going to say the simple answer to that is yes. Okay. All right. Okay, yep, Miles asked that question. I think that's just about it. Pretty much most of those last ones is people saying they can hear me, which is great. Look, if you guys have any more questions, because we've run a little bit over time, you're more than welcome to chat to us on the chat. If you want to chat about the program, and make sure you take up the offer, because I know there's a couple that have gone already. Mike wants to know how to find out the results tomorrow. Just ping me on Skype or email Mike, and I'll have a look and I'll let you know. Any other questions, guys? We're always open to chat, so feel free to give us a call or grab us on the email anytime. Look, guys, until next time, really wish you all the best with your trading. I'll post that link once more for anyone that missed out. I am serious. If you are not a client of ours, you should definitely become one by taking up this offer because, like I said, at under $90 a month, you actually can't beat that. All right. There you go. There's the link. All right, guys. Until next time, wish you all the best with your trading. We'll see you back next month and enjoy. Bye for now.